wanted. Hello, hello, hello. All right. We are back again. Pardon me. Okay. So, last time we were here, hey, Shamsa, welcome. Yeah, the last time we were here, I was trying to get my boxes kind of sorted out, sorted by size. I mean, I'm gonna say Shamsa Jabber? Shamsa Jibber? What we found last time was that I do not have perfectly average sized Beldum, Metang, or Metagross, unfortunately. So we're starting off today hunting those down. Hello, Steed. Welcome. Stead. Englishman, English. And Hannah, hello. Welcome, everybody. I'm going to double check what I do have of these Pokemon. We might end up... I forget where you catch these Pokemon. They're probably somewhere in Blueberry's Wild Zone, if I had to guess. I'm trying to remember. But I might just breed for perfectly average Beldums. That's an option too. Box 24. Hi, Joe. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. I'm glad you enjoy them. I'm happy to be making more of them. Okay, and yeah, we'll check for the evolutions as well. And just so everyone's on the same page here, I do have somewhere to be today. So we have to be done stream by 1 o'clock. That's why we started nice and early. I'm looking for Metang. Search. I'm just going to move everything to, I guess, all in box 24. As good as place as any to gather. And we are standing right in front of the size judge lady. I'm gonna say Pimoe? Pimoe? One of those two pronunciations, hopefully. Aha, and the Snorlax questions start. Didn't take long. I have actually started some progress. I have a couple updates ready that I've filmed that I'm just like behind on getting onto YouTube. But I have made a little bit of progress. He has the start of a head, he has the start of a belly. I won't be assembling him for a good while though. I think that's fair to say. Okay. So now that we've got those, a little bit smaller. I'm sure I've checked these a bunch of times, but just want to be sure now that we're doing it for realsies. Today is like their day. Okay. That's good to know. We might, once we have perfectly average Metangs, we might pull out the biggin just to see. Hello. Hello, Dee Dee. We're doing good. We're doing good. We're just getting going here. Trying to find our perfectly average with anything in the Beldum line. Anything at all would do. Do I ever think I would do classes on crocheting? Is a good question. The thing is, I feel like other people are better teachers than me. So it's not that I would never do one or that I'm unwilling to do one. I just feel like there's so many good tutorials out there that I couldn't really improve upon. I couldn't add anything to what people already know. And I have actually, if you like scroll back in my my YouTube videos a little bit, I do have a short series where I tried to like go over the basics, and I just don't think they were great. If I'm being super real, I don't think they were great tutorials, mostly because I have never taught before, I've never filmed tutorials before, so it's unrealistic to think that they would be great. What I'm more interested in doing is I talked about doing some crochet along streams. Who knows what time it is in the USA? I'm in Canada, bud. I'm in Canada, bud. But for me, it's 10:45 a.m. Pardon me. I just had breakfast before streaming, and now I'm like slightly congested over it. So yeah, what I would be interested in doing some kind of crochet along type streams to it would assume that the people following along have a basic knowledge of how to crochet to start. Not be a tutorial per se, but it would be kind of like a pattern, sort of, without me having to actually like write patterns. We could just like, I could show it, you know? So I would think about doing that. What I'm most interested in doing someday is a pattern drafting series. So again, not exactly teaching people how to crochet, but teaching how to start making your own patterns once you know how to do the basics. I always go the wrong direction. Okay, we're gonna look for them first. We're gonna find some caves and we're gonna see what we can find. And if that doesn't yield us good gains, good Beldum gains in the like 15 minutes or something, then I'll start breeding eggs. Well, thank you. I appreciate the love. Okay, so I think we gotta get inside a cave. And I really wish the map showed cave entrances. That would be so helpful. I mean, we know where Chargestone Cave entrance is, because that's where we caught the Magnemite. Would Chargestone have... I don't think they have Beldum, because otherwise I would have caught them. Wow, look at everybody. Pardon me, coming through. Just passing by, don't worry. I don't even want to be here, actually. Oh, that's a Minior. Oh, and I sent out a tiny little Sinisty. I should change my party for catching Pokemon. That would be a good idea. Actually, who wants to have a picnic? No, Duraludon, no. So it's kind of silly. When I was live on what, Thursday? My Switch battery died. I was trying to do a little comparison of these Pokemon that are in my party right now. For mostly interest's sake, for comparison, like we got two Sinistee here. One of them is average, one of them is extra tiny. And there's, oh, it's almost imperceptible. There is a difference when you get them to slow down, but they're so similar because they're both so small already. Oh, they're asleep. Nice. Sleep is the perfect time to compare things. Oh, and there goes one. Okay, so that was one thing. The other thing is this Azurill here. We were trying to decide how it was measured because I'm pretty sure the tail doesn't count. It's only a 20 centimeter Pokemon, but I think its ears might count. And to that end, I brought Dedenne, another 20 centimeter Pokemon. But one of them, there's two Dedenne here, one of them is also extra big. Just like the Sinistee. Okay, so I don't know if I'm actually going to get the Dedenne and the Azurill to line up nicely. It doesn't seem super likely. But we get this measurement against the trainer at least. I shouldn't have picked a place with such tall grass. I knew it was kind of a bad idea, but I hoped it wasn't a bad enough idea to be a problem. Okay, so the only way I'm seeing this make sense is if maybe we're talking Azurill's ears do count, but Dedenne's don't? Oh my gosh, look at these Pokemon. Look at them. You... Surely you jest. Surely you jest. Ah. Diglett, I forgot you were here. You're what I need right now. Okay, so I think Diglett is about the top of Dedenne's head. This is Dedenne, average and extra large. Walking past each other. Okay, Diglett and Azurill. I am making the Snorlax. Don't worry, Lilac. I'm making the Snorlax. I just nod at every moment of every day making the Snorlax. It's gonna happen. Do we think these Pokemon are gonna stay still long enough that I can pull out my ruler? Always prepared. Okay, that checks out. Yeah, okay, so Azurill, no tail, yes ears. If there's a Dedenne sitting calmly anywhere else on screen, they're on screen just about a centimeter tall. Seems to equal 20 centimeters in game. No, you stinky little mouse. Slow down. He's happy though. Oh, look at him go. I just threw my ruler. I threw my ruler and I missed my moment. Okay, I feel pretty good saying 1 centimeter without his ears. So there you go, add that to the list. Azurill, ears yes, Dedenne, ears no. Who makes the rules? Nobody. There are no rules. Okay, picnic over. progress report. Uh, I'm doing good, Gun Pickman. Welcome. We are finished up the picnic that I got cut off trying to investigate last stream. So now we just gotta swap around our Pokemon so we can go and catch some Beldum. And my favorite Pokemon for this is my Palmot. I don't know where I left Palmot. Guess I could look it up. Is it you? No, that's the wrong Palmot. Where could I have abandoned my boy? It's funny you say that, Lilac. Crocheting is like relaxing to a lot of people. The point is the journey and whatnot. Okay, these are all measured Pokemon. I should put them in the box where they belong. Bah. It's too much organizing to do. Though I think I kind of know what you mean, actually, in a way. Like, the reason why I crochet with really thick yarn is because I don't have the patience for thin yarn. So yeah, I guess it's all about just, like, personal expectations of how long you're willing for a task to take. And for me, getting something as big as I do in the time that I do feels very satisfying. I'm willing to put in that time. Whereas I guess the payoff just doesn't feel big enough when I use the thin yarn. Yeah, exactly, Bummer Dawn. So everything in the first, we got about 4 boxes worth. That's what I was doing on, I don't even remember, Thursday, I think is when I streamed. Yeah, so I was going through everything I've ever caught and checking for which things are perfectly life-size or not. So we got about 4 boxes worth that are perfectly average, good for comparisons. And actually I only went through a third of the boxes. So I haven't even checked the Pokemon that are in boxes 12 through 32 yet. And it took like 4 hours. It's a slow process. But we'll build out the living decks eventually. And what's nice is at least now I have a good chunk of Pokemon I can check. Because we're going to go and find the Beldum. But then I'm going to want to find other perfectly average 50 centimeter Pokemon to compare them to. If you're wondering where I'm going, I don't know. I just need to find a cave entrance. And I'm not familiar enough with the biome to remember where those are. I mean, I could try looking in Chargestone. Is it too far south, maybe? Or north? Too far north, maybe. Would it really be too much to ask that they can put cave entrances on the maps? I remember there being one at the very top somewhere, because I think that's where I was hunting for Minior back in the day. It was very important to me that I had every color of Minior. Just felt important for completion, and it took a very, very long time for me to find a violet one. Must have caught 100 Minior. I think I definitely caught a shiny before I caught a violet. And the tricky thing is that, as usual, when you're trying to hunt down anything that lives in a cave, just looking at where they spawn on the map is not a great indication of where the cave entrances are. Alright, I get people are excited about the Snorlax, but y'all are getting a little demanding, some of you. And a lot of these just, why aren't you working on it now? Make it, make it, make it. You get to see it at the rate that I need to make it. I don't do it because of demands. Those of you who are just excited and looking for updates, I get it. You're what I want. Hello. Do you always have that many spikes on your butt? Y'all, is this what Metang always looks like? Wow. I didn't know it had spikes on his butt. Yeah, so I have somewhere to be today, later on this afternoon, which means that I'm gonna have at least 2 hours in the car, like in terms of driving there and back. And that means 2 hours of work I'm gonna be crocheting Snorlax. Yep. Gratefully, I don't have to drive. I appreciate that. Someone else will be driving. And I have secured myself, like, basically a permanent passenger princess type role because I can make use of drive time by crocheting, and, like, most people have nothing else that they can do when they're a passenger, so it's like permanent passenger dibs. Oh, I ran into something. Oh, it's a little cubchoo. Boop, 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 boop. I mean, okay, I'm glad we found one, but this is pretty silly that I haven't found a cave yet. Maybe I should look up like an online map of where to find cave entrances. That seems like a very doable and decently reasonable thing to do, actually. Okay, here's one. I think this is charged stone. So let me just check then. Oh, okay, we're very far south. Not... No Beldum on the map. I'll go a little deeper, look around. I could fly here. Oh! Oh, I left the biome. Oh. Interesting. I have a feeling that actually flying here... would that give me what I want? Hang on. First of all, you have a Metang. I wonder if it's perfectly average. Ooh. That's cool. Thanks for coming by. Hope to see you next time, Pima. I think a good place to start, I'm realizing, just to make sure that I'm remembering correctly, is figuring out exactly what height these Pokemon are meant to be. That should be in the Pokedex, shouldn't it? That should be in the Pokedex. So we're going to double check habitat and size at the same time. Oh, it's actually 60 centimeters. See, this is why we check. Okay, Beldum, 2 feet. Metang, 3'11". That is what I was remembering. That's the same size as Magnezone. So that'll be a fun one that we can pull out and check against. And Metagross, 5'3". 5'3", so it's the same height as Blastoise, as Galarian Slowbro. We've got a couple options there. In fact, why not? Just for fun. Let's see. I'll get the Magnezone out right now. You need to be in the lead. And I need to remember how to... There was a way... Oh, it lost. Poor thing. Okay. So... I mean, we don't know yet for sure if this particular Metang is actually average or not. I'm inclined to say... Oh, I like that. Do that. Go up tall again. So my theory that we're starting off with is that Metang's arms have to count towards its height. I mean, that's not even like a particularly hot take. There's no way that this disc is 4 feet on its own, you know? But what would be good is if I could find a 3'11" Pokemon that stands. Because I had decided that Magnezone would be measured, it seems most likely, from the bottom of its body to the top of that antenna. And if that is true, then do we think... Does it seem accurate that Metang's body would be the same as... Do you have the ruler here? So Magnezone, we're looking at about 4 centimeters-ish at this angle. And no, wait, no. Oh my god, is it diameter? This is about to become an interesting episode. Oh, dearie. Dearie me. Alright, well, I'm just going to carry on. I'm going to carry on the hunt before making too many conclusions. Right, what I wanted to do while I had the Pokedex open was confirm its habitat. Because I think we might need to find a different cave. I mean, it's all over the place, including... so they must spawn in this cave. Because of where it comes, like, down there a little bit. Hello, Sushi Ninja. So perhaps I will run around just a little bit more. Maybe I should have, like a psychic type sandwich? Because there's a lot of steel types that spawn in this cave. But Beldum is part psychic, right? Unless I'm making that up by accident. I may have strayed too far. Yeah, I think I'm getting too far south. I'm trying to keep an eye on that map in case they pop up as like something in the area, but I don't think this is the best cave for this situation. Okay. So, let me see if I can remember where else I used to get cave access. Because there's only the one place to quick warp in this area. Like in the mountain. And I want to say maybe it was just up from here. I know there used to be a cave entrance that I went in near the top of the mountain. Come on, Miraidon. You can do it. You can do it. Use your big boy claws. Thank you. No. Ah. Okay, I am at the tippy top of this mountain. That's where I came from. Maybe this way? Thanks, Sushi. Me too. It's going okay. Obviously, I mean, you can see that like the actual number of the graph is it's not like a huge percent, but we do have a good like handful of channel supporters now, which is amazing. I'm very excited to have some people in the community. How many hours do I have on this game? Where does it tell me that? Trainer card? Where do I find my trainer card in this game? That's so silly that I actually don't know where to find my own trainer card these days. It's not an option. No. If anybody knows how to check a trainer card, I will. I will check for us. Ah, haha. 156 hours as of right now. Which is honestly not a lot in the scope of some of the people I know and some of the like shiny hunters and whatnot, but it's probably more hours than I've put into any other Pokemon game. Okay, is the cave entrance down from that classroom. Because this is getting silly, and I think I'm going to have to look up a guide. Yeah, right? It's not that many, all things considered. Not that many hours. You bet I'm going to make that life-size Snorlax. I've already started. I'm not going to stop now. People are very excited about the Snorlax. And I knew they would be to an extent. But honestly, people are like more excited than I expected. I don't know. You guys know other people crochet life-size Snorlaxes, right? Like, I'm so glad that you're excited to see mine, and I'm excited you're here, and I'm excited to do it. This is why I didn't really expect people to be as excited, because I'm like, you know, other people do it too. It's something I've seen before, you know? Though I've never seen the Mosslax part, so if you want to be really excited about Mosslax, that's pretty warranted. Okay. I'm pretty over this running around business. So we have two options. We can look up, or I can just start hatching eggs. How do I want to look this? Like Blueberry Academy cave entrance? These are flying locations. Is Churchstone Cavern the only cave in this area? There's an interactive map on Game 8, but I don't think it's useful. I don't think it's helpful. Is that a cave entrance? Okay, I see a spot that I'm gonna check. Yo! Kellen, you got Beyond Mars's pattern. That's exciting. It looked like from the testers, it's like not that massive of a pattern. Is that true? It's like a normal size if you don't use the jumbo yarn, but then if you use jumbo yarn, it becomes life size. Actually, does it have dimensions too? Because I was doing my best to kind of estimate off her videos and her the size, the approximate size I presume she is, that it looked about life size. I'm gonna check if this is a cave entrance. This little spot. And if it's not, I give up. I've arrived at my destination, have I? Why can't I zoom any zoomier than this? Okay, I saw nothing. Certainly not a cave entrance, but like literally nothing. So I don't know what that indicates on the map. This is a little bit ridiculous. I don't remember having quite this much trouble when I was trying to complete the Pokedex and everything, but holy smolies. Okay, so I guess the last thing I can do, I can go back into the Chargestone Cave and I can make the sandwich. Are you a real entrance or are you just a little thing? Well, it's something. So what kind of yarn are you going to use, Callan? You going big or you going small? Oh, right. I have to battle when they're, Terra. I forgot about that. It's okay. I don't think Magnetism... Wow, look at all the Pokemon. I didn't mean to have Magnetism out. We'll... I guess I'll just switch to Palmont. Ow. I wonder if Bulbapedia has a good map. No great or no Ultra Balls. Not at all. What am I even doing? I bet I could use... Where are my cave balls? Thank you, Sushi Ninja. Fame is all relative, you know? Some people in my life already regard me as famous. Why are you like this? Oof, am I gonna knock it out if I nuzzle it? I don't like this game, so I'm gonna try. Dang it. I had a feeling I would. Okay, now none of the rest of you are Beldum. Grand Bull, please, calm down. Oh, I hear that about space. Space is definitely at a premium in most dwellings, I would say, for most people. Ooh, Sport or DK weight. I never use those. How about we run? Flamigo was added to Pokemon Go. How would Catzer make a life-size one? Bye, Sushi Ninja. Thanks for hanging out. How would we make Flamigo? Like, in terms of how is it measured? Or, like, how would I make something that shape? Like, how would I make it stand up? Is certainly an interesting question. If, Hi, Nate. How's it going? Welcome. Welcome to stream. If anybody in chat appreciates my work, you don't follow... Oh, what's their name? Ollie dot... This would have been better to know their name when I started talking. There's someone else. Ollie Bullis. OLLIE.BULLIS. She has also started making life-size Pokemon in the last little while. And, I mean, they're pretty good. I like them. She uses a slightly different yarn than me, like the thicker stuff, which most people do when they're making Pokemon this big. So, yeah, she's definitely newer at it, but so far it's looking good. And actually, I do feel like she's got some really good ideas for structure, like how she makes things stand up and hold their shape, because she just did a Charizard that was awesome. I follow them on TikTok, or sorry, Instagram personally. I was just reading her bio where she says she's also on TikTok and YouTube. Let's do a quick this game. This is Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Ooh, pardon me, hit my mic. So yeah, if anybody is interested in seeing some more giant crochet Pokemon, this is another place to look for it for sure. And Beyond Mars, who was mentioned in chat just a bit ago, also made an awesome Snorlax. I'm waiting and seeing if she's going to keep making other Pokemon or not. But certainly the Snorlax was awesome, and I'm keeping my eye on her. Picnic is what I want. And to confirm I'm not making things up, it is indeed a psychic type. So we're looking for encounter psychic. I say this every single time I make a sandwich, and I'm never going to stop saying it. It's silly that I can't filter by effect. I should be able to go to a menu and say I'm looking for encounter power psychic, and it should give me a drop down, like it should filter it for me, show me a list of all the things with that specific effect. Humongo power. Humongo power. I don't want to do steel because there's so many other steel types that spawn in this cave. Humongo again. Encounter power psychic. Okay. I'm just wondering if there are any that are more than level 1. But we can remember Smoky Sandwich. Raid power. Raid power. Encounter power psychic 1. I don't actually have the ingredients for this anyways. But if we had to go get ingredients, we could. I guess I just start off with the Smoky Sandwich. Even level 1's it's not nothing. And I feel like when you're making, I don't know, things like shiny rates and whatnot, it makes a big difference to have level 3 because the rates are already so low. But when I'm in a cave like this where they do spawn anyways, even having level 1 makes a big difference. Hello? Hey, someone went and looked at Ollie's Charizard. Yeah, it's flippin' huge. It's bigger than life size, I would say pretty confidently. I think she says it herself too. Charizard's big, but it's only 5'7" big. I feel like that crocheted Charizard turned out like 7 feet or something. six foot something maybe. Oh, you know what? Is Palmont 3'11"? Oh, it's 2'11". Fair enough. Now I happen to know that mine is. Actually, I think such pump here is smaller than average. Okay, picnic over. It's been almost an hour. we have caught one Metang. Okay, I think I need to go. Yeah, I definitely need to go deeper south. Into the cave we go. Oh, I could just go down. Look at that. Boom. Okay, maybe down doesn't take me as south as I thought it would. Oh, and I can't get back up this way. That's a bummer. Then how does one get out of this cluster? Okay, so I guess what I should do... I don't actually care. Here's the new plan. Where's my Ditto? If I'm gonna be running around this cave anyways, I should at least be hatching eggs. Which means I should bump such pump, at least until the picnic is over. And I just ate my psychic sandwich, which means I probably can't. I don't want to make an egg sandwich right now. You look approximately the same size as the one that we saw. All right, see you later, Brad. Thanks for hanging out. Catch you at the next one. The reason why I wanted to find a standing 3'11" Pokemon is because I'm just a little bit worried that it floats at 3'11" or something. Because that seemed to be the case with Jumpluff. I was not pleased. I was not pleased when I saw that. I wonder how big Koraidon is. I'm pretty sure that Miraidon and Koraidon are measured lengthwise because their other form kind of stands upright, floats upright. Hello, Ditto. Aren't you cute? Hey guys, what color is Ditto? I think I'm actually gonna make a video, like a full video about that at some point. Not that there's necessarily an answer, but to go through the timeline kind of like I did with Hoppip and see when it was represented which ways. Because it's looked very purple at times and very pink at other times. Whoops. No, go back. That's not what I wanted. I just wanted to look in my basket. Does anybody happen to know the rate of egg occurrence? Maybe I am better off just making an egg sandwich. Let's see what Redditors have to say. It helps to have a lot of Pokemon in the party. So if I had my Ditto and like a bunch of Metang and Beldum, it would only take a few minutes. I didn't actually find an answer that wasn't about. That was numbers assuming you do have an egg on, or an egg sandwich power. So Sarah B is going to come in clutch here. Species different. So there's a check every minute. Whereas if I had egg power on, there would be a check every 10 seconds. So that is a lot faster. And the base egg rate is 3%. 3% every minute is not hot. Don't love that. So I really do need to make a sandwich, I guess. If Mars used number 6 yarn for her Snorlax, did she? Is that confirmed? I feel like she used 7. Not like having spoken to her or anything, just knowing that I use 6 pretty often. That like Sfeel back there is made out of 6. I'm pretty sure her bulky, like I would have thought it was bulkier than that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Bernat blanket is 6, and I thought she was using blanket extra or blanket jumbo. It was definitely wasn't regular blanket. Okay, so all we actually need is three perfectly average Pokemon. We don't know yet if one of these Metangs might be perfectly average. Right now, if I've got 5 Pokemon in my party, if I don't make an egg, that means my rate has gone up to 15% chance every minute, and I'm still not satisfied with that, so Smoky Sandwich be darned. I think we're just gonna go ahead and make some egg power. That's a level 1 egg power. Level 2 egg power. I'm happy with that. Cannot see what I am doing. Alright, so level 2 egg power means that we're looking at... I mean, okay, this is not how math works, but it's like 100% every 10 seconds, allegedly. Because it's a 20% chance with a check every 10 seconds, but that's going to be duplicated for the fact that I have 5 like different breeding pairs in my party. Actually, they can probably... Certainly, Metangs can breed with each other, right? So this should go fast. I wonder how much space I have in my boxes, come to think of it. Okay, and Metagross. So the cool thing here, I guess, is that this trainer... I think she's 5 feet. I don't think it's confirmed, but Penny has a confirmed height. And I have, when I line my trainer up beside Penny's model, she's like very similar height, maybe a smidge shorter. So I'm gonna say that my trainer is 5 feet tall. I think that's fair. Now we do know that measuring Pokemon against my trainer is not entirely reliable. This was like the conclusion of our last set of research from the whole Magnemite debacle, is that Pokemon seem to be scaled relative to each other within a size category, which means that theoretically my trainer might be scaled within the size category of 5 feet. Which technically there's no such thing as a 5-foot Pokemon. There's only 4'11" Pokemon, but they don't always scale to each other is the point. That of 20 centimeter Pokemon is not necessarily going to show up as half the height of a 40 centimeter Pokemon, and a 40 centimeter Pokemon is not necessarily going to appear as the height of half of an 80 centimeter Pokemon. Like it doesn't math the way you'd like it to. So comparing Metagross to my trainer might not work, but they're very similar heights. So that should help. I think it's measured to the top of its legs. I think I've looked into this before, but obviously not with a perfectly average Metagross, but I think it's going to be top of the legs. But what we do need is to find the other Pokemon that are the same height as them. And I'm really, really hoping, super duper hoping, that we have those already. That my Slowbro is perfectly average, that my Blastoise is perfectly average, and then we don't have to hunt more Pokemon. Alright. How many we got? 1. That's it? 1? Actually, because the Metang are same species, it's an even higher rate. It should be like a 42% chance every 10 seconds. What are statistics doing to me? This is cruel. Wow. Okay, so what we're gonna do then, I'm gonna leave this sitting here for a second. And I'm gonna open up. We're going to Bulbapedia, my favorite website. I'm just trying to pull it up on screen because I feel like that'd be more interesting for y'all, but this is not what I want. Just give me your Pokemon height page. Pokemon by size. List of Pokemon by height. Okay. I'm sorry, computer. I'm sorry that I'm doing a second thing. You're okay. I hope it's not, like, chugging too hard for folks. Okay. Oh, why have you done this? There we go. Let me just cover that up. Okay. No, that's not where I want you. I want you here. Okay, so we did it. We have. We can all look at this together while we wait for eggs. So, 2-foot Pokemon to compare to Beldum. It'll be a tricky one because of the angle that it's at to find a good comparison, I think. But I'm sure I have the perfectly average Skiploom. Trying to think if there's anything else that might be at a similar angle? Like, we could consider Shuppet, maybe. Or Love Disc. I don't actually know which of these Pokemon are in this game for certain. Duosion is a possibility, because I know I was hunting down perfectly average Solosis recently. I'll write down Skiploom. Oh my gosh. Wait, Totem like Togedemaru. Oh, interesting. This is a total aside. Story time. I have been living my life thinking that Togedemaru was a 60 centimeter Pokemon. And then I saw recently that it was only 1 foot, and I felt like the world was gaslighting me. That I had entered the Matrix. There was a glitch in the Matrix. But maybe this is why, because Totem Togedemaru is 60 centimeters. That's at least an answer. That makes me feel better about life at large. Okay, I guess maybe Dolive. At least these will give us, yeah, so any of these Pokemon at least will give me a chance to measure, like literally measure the screen with my ruler as a bit of a reference, even if I can't get them lined up nicely. Hi, Frankie, welcome. We've got Bulbapedia pulled up here while I wait for eggs to happen in Scarlet and Violet. Okay, moving down to the 3'11" ones. So these are the ones that we're going to be able to compare. Yo, Mega Raichu is 3'11". That's dope. These are the ones that we can compare to Metang. And this is where I'm saying if I can find a standing one, that would be good. So like maybe a Lucario would be good. I do have the Drifblim because I pulled that out for Magnezone. And I've also got Fortress was another one that I compared to Magnezone. Solrock, I actually don't think is in Scarlet Violet, but that would be a good one. So yeah, we're looking for Pokemon that I can use as references to compare once I have my perfectly average Beldum line. My Goldengo is not average. I'm pretty sure I know that already. Wait, Wiglet and Wugtrio are the same size? That's so cool. Has that happened in any other evolution line? I'm gonna look into that. I think I have a Serena. So I can it's all about, you know, it's a numbers game. Something is bound to be average if you have enough things on the list. Okay, and then down to 5'3". So this is what we want to compare Metagross to. So as I said, I know Blastoise. And it's not just Galarian, it's actually all Slowbros. So that's good. Haunter, maybe. It's also about finding a Pokemon that I'm already confident, like Gardevoir. Gardevoir is not an ambiguous, measure-y one. I do have a Ceruledge. I don't know if it's average or not. Iron Thorns, maybe. And I'm pretty sure I have a perfect iron thorns. I think we came across that already. And I think a flamingo as well. So that's good. I feel like I've got a good basis for the 5'3" Pokemon. I had the silly thought, rather than life size to establish lore, if they were recreated according to... Oh gosh. I mean, I like that as a concept. Like, that could be a fun video even. To start comparing Hoot Hoot and Rowlet to an actual, like, average owl size. I mean, I'm sure that would vary by species too. But yes, then you get to things like sun. Alright, that was enough time. Look at us. That will do. Okay, how do I want to do this? Can I search my box for egg? Does that work? No, that's not a thing. Is anybody counting how many eggs we got just now? So that's 4. 8. Probably just 8, which is pretty good. No, 9. Or is this even? Is this even a Beldum? Or is that just a random egg I had left over? Ditto can go in box 26. Okay. So... I wanted to be going south. But now I just want to get up. Get out of here. Out of the pit, at least. This cute little Joltik. So tiny. Arguably not tiny enough. I'm very fond of Joltik. I don't want to fight you, tiny bug. Gotta put Galvantula on the list, I think. Also Spinnerack. I've been wanting to make a Spinnerack for ages, and I've just never put in the time, never made the time for it. I'm stuck in this cave. How do I get out? At what point do I just fly to a quick warp location? Oh, that's promising. I'm far enough south, I think. You know what actually would have been smarter than trying to Google where the cave entrances were, is just to Google a guide to catching Beldum. Because I feel like there's got to be a zone, you know? There's got to be an area where they spawn that I'm just forgetting about. I mean, at this point, we're hatching eggs. So all the steps count towards something. That's what matters. Whoa. Hello, Fatima. Hi. Welcome. Glad to have you here. We're doing things. Now we're headed into a different biome. There's the Galvantula. Hi, friend. You're an Electros. Beldum. Scarlet. Wild Stellar can be found in the polar biome. Ugh, this isn't actually helpful. This isn't information that I don't just have. Oh my gosh. Just gonna keep my steps going if I can while I'm surprised that there isn't an easier. Okay, here's a. Oh yeah, I'm spinning. Oh, excellent. It's begun. It's a Sprigatito! Okay, so that other egg was not one that we just found. Cool. I think I'm better off outside of this cave. At the very least, I might see another one in the wild. Like another Metang out there. And if not, at least I can run around, get more steps with fewer Pokemon to run into. We could go check that cave again, too. Well, not that I remember where it is. But we found that little cave that had a Stellar Beldum in it. Or a Stellar Metang. And it was just like a ledge somewhere where we found the other Metang. Hello, Toonver. Meanwhile, we've got 8 eggs to hatch. What are the odds? Like, decent odds one of them's gonna be average, at least. I've already started on Snorlax. Don't you worry. The one region. Yeah, we're already making progress there. There's a couple parts, a couple updates that I have ready, like edited and filmed to post over the next couple days, because what I've shown on YouTube so far is a little bit behind the amount of progress I've made. The goal is to have it done by the end of February if I can. I'm not going to push myself too hard. Like, I don't want to hurt myself. So realistically, it's not going to be totally done until more like the end of March. But my original concept was that I wanted to have it ready for the release of Pokopia. So that's kind of what we're shooting for. And I crochet fast. It's a big old project, but it'll be done sooner than you expect. I had a lot of people scoffing at me, you know, when I, maybe I should catch the Duocean. Yeah, when I was talking about Whalmer, when I was first teasing it, a lot of people were leaving comments being like, okay, I'll see you in 2 years. And I'm like, hey man, give me a month. 1 month. Now the thing about Whalmer was that I did specifically have a deadline. I had it booked for an event that I had to have it ready by the end of October. I do not have Snorlax booked anywhere. Not yet. Though I do have some places that I think I might bring it in May, seems likely. So there's like a hard deadline in May. But it's not going to take me that long. I'm not going to leave this dangling for 3 months. Oh, cutie pie. You gotta get out of the party. You're taking up too much time. It's already noon. We only have an hour left. That was an accident, but sorry. Sorry, Spriggy. Some time lapse of the process would be cool. I haven't filmed as much time-lapsey stuff as I should. Yeah, it's a tough one because, like, I don't know. It's just... feels weird. You gotta set up the camera, I guess, is the point, right? And to have a camera set up all the time. So I don't capture as much of it as would be ideal. I have to kind of make a point of you know, which times I'm filming and not, but there'll be more of it going on this week. I hope to make some pretty significant progress actually this week. It's hard making time for everything. You know, I'd be a very happy catser if I just crocheted all day, pretty much every day. I would love to have put way more time into Snorlax already, for example. But I also would love to stream, like, a couple times a week. You know, I'd like to fit that in. I'd like to keep making sure that I have new YouTube videos to release every week. There's not enough time in life. Not enough time in the day. Balance, you feel me? How many Duocean should I bother catching? 1 more, I guess. Couldn't hurt. Maybe I'll even go to a city. I don't know. Sometimes I just run around towns to hatch eggs, because I know there's no encounters there. It definitely feels like the more realistic thing is just going to be hatching these eggs, so... that's going to mean heading back to... Man, this is so silly. I couldn't remember the name of the town last stream either. The main city? Where your school is? I gotta go back to the size lady is the point. Gotta ask her about all these hatchlings. I'm sorry, what? You're not all gonna hatch at the same time? How? I wonder if I have enough candy. Oh, geez, man. What level do they evolve? So it's actually going to be a real pain in the butt to get these things into Metagross, even once I have average ones. Alright, here's hoping. I'm really hoping that we've got a full set of average. So I don't really have time to go and collect more eggs at this point. Not if we're going to get the information that we need by the end of the day. Cool. Oops. Nope. 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 Yeah. Suppose I'm satisfied with them living in box 25. That's fine. Now, once upon a time, I would have had an outrageous amount of... Here, we'll catch another Duosian for the experience. That's an Oshawott. I would have had like a crazy number of experience candies and rare candies, and I recently burned through a lot of them, trying to help some. Well, I guess trying to myself do the raids, the 5-star raids of Iron Crown. I honestly don't remember what I fought already. Was it Iron Crown? Iron... And... Walking Wake? Yeah, I was trying to get an actual decent build for those raids. Ooh. You would be good experience. I wonder what I would need to fight this person. How challenging would it be? Because it defeats the purpose a little bit if I have to take Pokemon out of my party. I do have a lot of money, I think. That's... Maybe I can go and buy a bunch of experience candies or something. There we go, level 12, alright. Okay, I think we'll head back to Paldea. Mesagoza, that's what it's called. And I want to say I'm just going to run around until these next 4 eggs hatch. I guess it's kind of a waste of time because there's a chance that the first 4 already were perfectly average, but I'd just rather ask her questions all at once. So we'll do some laps around the city. It's a big city. Zoom, zoom. I crashed into that Psyduck hard. That's fun. I never noticed that they had pathways along the rooftops. Very, very Legend Za. Which I do have with me today. I am able to connect to my Switch too. And I wanted to start here. Because I haven't done a lot of research in Legend Za yet. But I do have reservations about it. I have my reasons for thinking that it might be a slightly wonky scale system. But I figured if we had time, we could switch over to Za. And it's not looking like we're going to have a lot of time. But you never know. Okay, so that's the first one that I had in my party for a little bit longer than the rest. So the others probably still have a few steps more to go, but oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good angle. Look at that curve. How many laps? How many laps is it gonna take? Come on now. I actually don't know how many steps it takes to hatch an egg. Like actual number of steps. We're getting steps in fast now, so surely it'll be soon. Ah, there we go. And these should all hatch at the same time. They've all been in my party for the same amount of time. All of its cells are magnets. That's such a cool statement, and I wish I knew more physics to understand the implications of that. All of its cells are magnets. Okay, one more. Coolio. Coolio Beansio. No, not that. Not why. I meant plus. Okay. Hello, friend. Long time no see. Tell me, how big or small are all of my Beldum? Okay, so this is the Metang that we caught. My heart sings. Came in from the Whalemore short. When are you doing Snorlax? I am already doing Snorlax. Not right now. Right now I'm doing size research, but I have started Snorlax. I have several pieces of him downstairs. got a couple new update shorts that'll be posting over the next couple days. What I've posted is definitely a little bit behind what I've accomplished up to this point. So, not to... Oh, there we got one! We got one! Okay, we are 2 for 3. So it's just a matter of how we get a Metagross out of the situation. And it's not my favorite way to do it, but if we have to do our research on Metang and then evolve it, because we don't have enough... If I don't have 3 different perfectly average things to have all 3 of them simultaneously, we can fudge that a little bit, I think. 3 more to check. And we're good. We're golden. Okay, so that means... it was you... and you, and you. Okay. I am starting to actually run out of space, so I'm gonna go ahead and release these guys. Okay, I'm slightly nervous that I misremembered something, so I am just going to confirm that I marked the right one. Okay, cool. Okay, so the next thing, again, confirming I marked the right one. The next thing is going to be anything on the list that we had as comparison species. How do I want to approach that? Okay, so that's our 3 for the perfectly average line. From here... Oof. Let's ask about the Duosian, because we specifically caught those for this reason. Sweet, the first one we caught was perfect. Alright, so boxes 1 through 4 are the ones I sorted through earlier this week. So, we have an Electrode. Trying to decide how I want to sort them just to make the next half hour of my life easier. I really could use an empty box. Okay. We're going to use 28. So we have Electrode as a 3'11", I think, right? Is that math? 1.2 meters is 3 foot. $11. Okay. Yeah. These are the ones that I used previously, so you can come this way. Is my Blastoise average? That's the next question. Actually, Typhlosion. Is Typhlosion also a 3'3" Pokemon? Or, okay, yeah, only the Hisuian form. It must be 5'7" otherwise. Where's Typhlosion? Is it shorter? Typhlosion's not 4'11", is it? Bruh, how tall are you? Oh, it is 5'7". I just didn't see it there. Okay. Okay, so then the next thing we're looking for... Shuppet, Skiploom... Screamtail... I don't think is like the best shape to use as a reference, but it is 3'11". And it is perfectly average. Same for Citadel. What else did I write down? Lucario would be great. Iron Thorns. Wiglet. Snorlax, please. I don't know, maybe if you say please 80 times, then I'll do it faster. I'm working on Snorlax already. You don't have to ask for it. So many people. So many of you silly people. Do I not have an Iron Thorns? Could have sworn. Huh. Guess I was getting it mixed up with something else. Oh, the Magnezone we had out earlier. I suppose I could bring that back. And this Duosion. Slowbro. What else would be helpful? Oh, Flamigo. As I said, I think I have a Flamigo that I found already. Don't I? Aha. Perfectly average Flamigo. Over 5 feet tall. So what I don't have is many of the 2-foot Pokemon. Where are all those Hoppips that I hatched? See, these are all the mini-ware that I caught. Oh, I've got a few Shuppet here. Let's ask about them. Okay, that one's too big. Nice, okay. So that's a good addition. That was this middle one here. And we'll move it over to research box. Okay, so we have two 60-centimeter Pokemon to compare to a whole whack of 3'11" Pokemon to compare to, and I just need to check the heights of some of my 5'3" Pokemon. Then after that, it's just a matter of evolving the perfectly average ones that I have. Come on, Blastoise. Come on, Blastoise. Dang it. Curses. Either of you. Either of you. Come on, Slowbro. Come on, Slowbro. Nice. Okay. We can work with that. And the two of you can go back. I don't care where. I wonder if my war total is average. Because it wouldn't take a lot to evolve a war turtle. And it'd be nice to have an extra one. I'd like to see Blastoise measured up beside my trainer, for example. Okay. Now we're talking. Okay, so we're going to need to evolve Wartortle. But it's level 60. Heck and heck. So at what level does... Oh gosh, I hope Metagross isn't like a trade item or something. Okay, level 20 for Metang, level 45 for Metagross. So we're not actually far off. I can... Where was that trainer? Remember there was someone to fight? Okay. First of all, save that progress. We're in a good spot. Second of all, how many rare candies do I have? Because I actually don't need many. Okay. I think this is all it takes, right? Yeah. But I don't care what you learn. Okay, so that's one. That's two. Look how cute it is. I love Wartortle. What? Did I do that? I did not mean to do that. Oh, that's so annoying. Frick. Well, that's cool, but it took exactly one of those candies. Nobody touched the B button. Okay, how much experience do you need now? Cool. It's okay, we just get to look at Wartortle being cute again. And there we go. Now, I shouldn't have to double check this, but I'm gonna double check this. That now that they've evolved, they're all still perfectly average. Cool. I have no reason to question this necessarily in Scarlet Violet, but I do have reason to believe that something suspect might occur in Legends Arceus, so I just want to cover my bases. Legends Arceus has a much more complex sizing system. It does show the exact size, like to the inch. It also shows weight differences. Okay, so time for a picnic. I want to say that was the hard part, but this might be the hard part. All right. The other thing I need to clean out, like I'm running out of space for Pokemon in the box. I also ran out of storage space for screenshots, which means I can't take those, which means it's a good thing that we are streaming, because I will be able to like screenshot my VOD later since I can't do it now. But this is the big moment. Start comparing these Pokemon to each other. I am looking forward to Beldum the least. Probably. Okay, so who do we... I should start from the bottom, I guess. So... I can bring Shuppet. Was Shuppet the only... Oh, Duosion. Duosion's 2 feet. Perfect. I was getting it mixed up with what does Duosion evolve into? Solosis, Duosion... Anyways, the third one. The third one is 3'11". So I was getting it mixed up with that. Let's do it. Everybody get your measuring tapes out. Well, that's fun that you fly around like that. Okay, so right off the bat, Shuppet and Duosion look like the same size. That makes my life so simple and uncomplicated. I appreciate that. Wait a minute. Never mind. I take it back. Come back here. Wait a minute. What the flip? Was Duosion bigger than Shuppet? Like, is there a chance that we're only measuring the inside of Duosion? Don't do this to me, game. Don't do this to me. Slow down. Everybody stand still. Okay. So I do think that Beldum is a pretty straightforward length measurement. I don't think there's a lot of ambiguity to it, thankfully. But whether it's like very tip, whether it includes the spikes, that's a trickier one for me to judge. But while it's asleep, it's 2.5 centimeters from like its head to its back. It's more like 3 centimeters if we include the part coming off his head at the front. The spikes are also adding about 0.5 centimeter. So I'm going to say probably 3 centimeters is what we're going to assume. Wait a minute. It's actually a little bit more than 2.5. So we'll say about 3. This shuppet here, if it wouldn't run away from me. Don't run away from me. Don't run away from me. Oh, we're just going to fly off a... Cool. Let's measure Duosion. We do love a sleeping Pokemon. Gosh, it is so hard to get the angles even. Duosion is about 3 to 3.5, depending on where I measure from. It's like if I don't count the green stuff, we're looking at more like 3. But that's ridiculous if we don't count the green stuff. I'm gonna have to do a video on Solosis line after this. But that means I'm gonna have to make up my mind about how it counts after this. Okay, Metagross. But we were talking earlier about how I think you are measured to your legs. Yeah, because right now, stay calm, bud. It is not taller than me. And I am not, as a trainer, taller than 5'3". So if we just say measured to the legs, I think that sounds about right. Because I will say I've noticed before, yeah, it's just like slightly taller than me. Hello, at Kua? Kua? Am I saying that right? Welcome. You're just in time for some picnic shenanigans. So that's perfectly average. And it's a lot of my height. I'm having feelings about Metang. I knew, the whole point of this video, I knew that Metang was going to be the troublesome one. Because the other two just made enough sense. So here we are. Shuppet. Would you stop flying around? Shuppet! You're being a pest. Like, Shuppet feels small enough that it makes me think that maybe these smaller dimensions of Beldum are what matters. But there's not a whole lot of ambiguity is the bottom line here. Gosh, so close. How do you know? How do you always know when I'm about to change the camera angle? Okay, I would like for the other Pokemon to leave, please. You are in the way. Okay, stay still. Everybody stay still. Okay, yeah, we're still very much in that 3 centimeter range. I'm pretty happy with that. Which has me thinking that the spikes at the back probably don't count towards height, which I'm fine with. Trying to get one more measurement on Beldum here, but Duosion was in the way, and then he spins around, and then I'm in the way. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call this front piece yes, back pieces no. Okay. I forgot Blastoise was here. Hi, cutie. Blastoise is like a very unambiguous Pokemon, which I love about it. And it is actually, like, God, it is the exact height of me, isn't it? No, stand still. Stop it. It's a smidge taller. So, if you would come stand over here. That looks like head and top of legs, right? Are we happy with this? Actually, are we happy with this? Maybe. We'll pull out a few other... We have one other 5-3 Pokemon to look at as well, so let's just call it on this picnic. We'll put away the 2-footers, and we'll pull out... I could see Electrode being useful. Maybe Driftblim. And let me just double check. I wasn't misremembering Citadel being... Yep, Citadel, Screamtail. Cool. I guess we do... Actually, I'm gonna go all in. And we'll put Metagross and Blastoise aside for now. And then we'll just do our 5'3" picnic after this. Who would be the sixth Pokemon who's most helpful? Wiglet, Screamtail, Magnezone. I don't know, I guess I'm most interested in Screamtail. Everybody buckle up. This is gonna be frustrating. I guarantee it. Okay. 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 Okay, see, Metang hangs out at like an angle, but when he goes upright, those moments when he's upright, I actually think he looked a lot like lined up with Electrode. So we're counting arms, we are not counting spikes. Do I want to just call it at that? Am I happy just leaving it at that? This game is 1000% the kind of thing that, like, the longer I look, the more complicated it seems to get. But at the moment, if I don't bother looking further, I feel confident in that answer, you know? Same thing with Fortress. Okay, okay, maybe this is all chill. Look at these ball Pokemon balling around. There's Screamtail. Hello. Care to land? Would you care to land? What's nice about seeing the Electrode, when I was saying I wanted a Pokemon that would stand, I forgot that balls counted. He does float higher than Electrode stands, which is nice. Which means, like, obviously his arms go really close to the ground, so he's not a lot higher, but he's definitely higher. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel reassured that he's not just floating at 1.2 meters tall, which would suck. Drifbloom's an interesting one. I was having trouble comparing it to Magnezone, deciding what does and doesn't count. Like right now I'm thinking not arms. I was hoping it wouldn't be arms because that didn't make sense to me, but I'm thinking like bottom of the red part and the hair tuft, hopefully, the cloud tuft. Would you land, dearest? Yeah? Yeah? Oh, listen to that voice. So good. Screamtail, we're probably looking at not the top of its hair. You think? I'd love Electrode to roll back over. Did Electrode fall down the cliff? Where'd my ball go? Oh, this is cool. Yeah, huh? Seems like just the ball basically being measured. Fortress gonna float by and help out? Yeah, like look at that. Body sizes are identical. Which means, oh, isn't that fun? That Screamtail is measured like diameter. Despite feet and ears and hair. Wow. Wowzers, you know? Truly, Electrode is gone. Cool. Yeah, I'm actually feeling better about this than I thought I would. Hey, welcome. You're in time for our research picnic. And we're getting some good information here. I feel like Metagross is always going to be an interesting line to talk about, but thankfully there's not been a lot of curveballs today. I think things are actually lining up the way I expected them to for once. Can you imagine? So the last thing we need to do is double check on Metagross, because we do still have a little bit of doubt in my mind around that. Oopsies. And I think I'll be able to go back and pause some really solid screenshots from that picnic. Hopefully. But yeah, I'm feeling good about it. And I'm feeling excited to make a Screamtail. I think Screamtail is legitimately going to be a spring project for me. Snorlax will be done at some point in May, most likely. I would love to have it done by the beginning of May. End of May would be acceptable. Oh, sorry, what am I saying? months. March. End of March would be acceptable. Beginning of March would be amazing. But regardless, that means I need something new in April. And I am heavily leaning towards Screamtail. I really want to start making some Paradox Pokemon. And one more double check that Flamigo is 5'3", because that's just wild to me. Like, I don't want to believe it. Yes, it is. Okay. Let the 5'3" picnic begin. And it's looking like we actually might be perfectly set up to actually be done by 1. It took so long. Okay, Flamigo is actually taller than me. Slowbro is freaking not. This is why I thought my trainer was 5'4". for a long time because there's no part of this Slowbro that's as tall as me, which is really frustrating. It's got to count ears, like that gets it closer. But Flamigo is just straight up taller than me. And both of these Pokemon are perfectly average. So why aren't they the same height as each other? I guess I just have to accept that there's probably some error bars to an extent, you know, that they tried to measure Pokemon as best they could, but that, I mean, those two seem pretty same heighty. Flamigo's just too tall. I might confirm before the end of stream here that this Flamigo was in fact perfectly average. Because I'm quite sure it was, but I could have made a mistake. I need everybody to just hold their base positions, please. No tucking up. No sleeping. Stop it. That, yeah. Yep. I'm feeling pretty confident saying top of legs here, like highest point. Oh my god. That is too precious. Stop it, Blastoise. You're too cute. Alright, everybody come line up. Everybody come line up. Everybody come line up. Are you stuck behind rocks? Fine, we'll go over here so Metagross doesn't get confused by a table. Well, I mean, it's certainly not the top of its head. Like, you know, and there's only really two places you can measure Metagross, which would be the top of its head or the top of its legs. And I'm going top of its legs. I think that checks out pretty well. With pretty much everything. There's a little bit of a plus minus going on for sure, but it lines up pretty well. I guess the one thing I haven't done yet, we can do classic ruler moment as their final thing here. About 7 centimeters. Okay, I don't feel like I got a fair angle on that one, actually. I feel like I was closer to... It was like that kind of angle. That's more like 7. Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's actually about 7 too. So like it's all close. Oh, okay. Well, I think I have what I need here. It is 2 minutes to 1. I had said I wanted to be done streaming by 1, and I still mostly do because I have somewhere to be this afternoon. But like real quick, just real quick, I think I want to pull up Legend Za. Just to see. Which means I just need to switch around the consoles. Sweet. And I just need to now reconnect my controller to the other switch. I think it's as simple as doing it this way. Amazing. $80 in this game. About twice as many in Scarlet Violet. I mean, it's a much older game, of course. So, Blastoise. Size classification medium. We have a much less intricate size classification, as far as I can tell, in this game. Alphas are extra large. Every friggin' other thing seems to be medium. I don't know. So, pardon me. Does that mean that this game just doesn't have as intricate of a system to convey height, but they still vary? Or does that mean that this game just primarily has perfectly average Pokemon? Either way, we can see that I am taller than this Blastoise. I would say it's about the height of like the top of my eyes. But we have reason to believe that the trainer in Za should be like older and taller than the trainer in Violet, so I'm fine with that. That checks out to me. So what we need is to find my Metagross. Which I think is somewhere in these later boxes. I had it organized at one point where everything that could Mega Evolve was in the same spot. There we go. This is my Mega Box. Now we will double check. Medium size. It's a very pretty color in this game, isn't it? And what are we seeing? Certainly like way smaller to its body, and yet top of the leg, top of the eye. Checks out. It's checking out. Cool. Feeling good about that. So then the last thing that would be because Metang is the most ambiguous. If I could do a quick check of that, that would also be cool. Do I have Metang? I'm feeling like probably, but it might just be that I evolved my Metang into a Metagross. So, oops, I didn't mean to screen cap. I meant to search. Okay, that is implying I don't have one. That seems like fairly clear, doesn't it? I don't have a Beldum either. Wait, what? This doesn't feel right. You're telling me I only ever caught one? Okay. Well then, what we're gonna do... There's two things we can do. The first one involves walking over here to where that guy who fixed the hololift standing around with his Metang. Pretty sure he's just over here. This is you, right? Oh no, are you a different guy? Oh no. Look at him clomp around. Shoot, where's the hololift guy with the Beldum? This isn't going to tell me even if I find the quest. I'm going to look it up because I want to go see this guy's Metang. The other option is to go back into the dungeon where they spawn, and I think I might do that too. The Beldum blockade. Approach the elevator on South Boulevard near Blue 8. That where I am though. Wait. Oh, I'm in green. I see. So I just went the wrong direction. That's what happened. Instead of going right out of Hotel Z, I went left. My bad. Hey Blue Cat, why don't you crochet life-size Eternatus? I think that'd be cool. I think we could like compare, you know? I think somebody else should try their hand at that one. How did I turn down a street? Can't crochet. That'll slow down your progress then. You will have to learn how to crochet first. Life-size Snorlax crochet is in progress. And I think realistically we can expect to see it done at some time in March. That's what I'm going with so far. But yeah, once once we hit our 750 goal would be great, because I am a little bit... I don't have all of the yarn I need yet. Okay, Metangs. So... this is a slightly annoying thing that Pokemon do. They all stare at you, and it always changes their posture when they stare at you. I've tried to take so many pictures of Pokemon sizes so far in this game. And they're all like this, where they're twisting around. What do I have? Let's take a look at the list of Pokemon I made that are... oh, Lucario. Let's pull out a Lucario. Where is Louis? Oh. Pardon me. And to double check. Always to double check. Also medium. So... they should be the same size. And I feel like if we don't count Lucario's ears, they might be. Wait, no, Lucario, I wanted you to stay there. Where's the stay button? Okay, where's the camera button? Damn it. Didn't mean to call you back. I meant to... aha. No, Lucario, stay still. Okay, well, we can see they are hovering like claws very close to the ground, almost negligible height from the ground. And their heads are close to that gentleman's belt. little higher probably, right? So if my Lucario would come stand next to this gentleman without Naruto running around them. Yeah, that seems like, would we say Lucario is measured without ears? Because that would give him a right height. I don't love my angle, but they are standing next to each other, right? Now, if it's top of ears, then that's the height that Metang's hovering at. What other 3'11" Pokemon do I have in this game that I can compare to Lucario? I mean, if I'm 5 foot something, then it seems like 3'11" would be the top of my shoulders, wouldn't it? Maybe no, maybe not. Let's say she's the same size as me, because she might be. How many feet? Okay, so like mid-chest. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Okay. Depending on how tall she is. Like 5'4", 5'7", 5'8". Could go either way. So what other Pokemon are in this game? Can I sort by height? Hex yeah. "2'4". Oh, sorry, I'm looking for the 3-footers, the 3'11". Here we go. Talonflame. Oh, Bayleaf. Which one of you would be most useful? Whirlipede, maybe. Baneri. Nope, that's not what it's called. Lopunny. Let's look at Lopunny. Maybe Furfrou. Maybe Pupitar. Zygarde, I feel like, would be measured average. Scripted Pokemon like that. Hi, Sebastian. Welcome. Just trying to figure out what 3'11" Pokemon I have here in Legend Za. I think we're going to start with Lopunny and maybe Whirlipede. And I do need to go pretty soon. I'll be signing off soon. I have places to be. And we're very, like, I'm pretty satisfied with how this research has gone. Okay, so this is where I stand next to Lucario. Let's do the same thing. I mean, Lopunny's gonna have the same issue of do ears count or not. But I do believe, roll it back, the top of Lopunny's ears are coming to like where the top of Lucario's head was. So do we call that one closed book, settled? Yeah. I feel fine saying that. Yeah. Cool. Which means all we have to do is now take a quick peek. Lopunny, would you come stand behind this Metang kindly? Neat. So it's obviously a little bit taller. You account for the amount that it's off the ground, and I think we've got ourselves a pretty consistent looking, like it's matching Scarlet Violet nicely. Would you stop hopping, you silly little bunny, and just stand beside this dude for me? Alright, cool. Well, I would call today a success. I would call the research a success. I would say our timing was actually pretty spot on. I said 1 o'clock knowing that I had a little bit of wiggle room around 1 o'clock, and it is now 1:15, and that's it. I've got the information that I need, and I've got the reference images that I need to make a video about Beldum this week. So, thanks for tuning in, everybody. This is the least frustrated that I have felt at the end of a research stream in a while. It's a good feeling. So that being said, yeah, thanks again for showing up and hanging out. I do think I'll find another day to stream at some point during the week next week, because I want to keep organizing the boxes. And yeah, I'm actually going to have a schedule, like a stream schedule that I'm going to post in advance at the beginning of every week coming soon. I promise it's coming soon. So everyone has a little bit more notice and can start planning around it. Yeah, total opposite of our last stream. Our last stream was a bit of a mess. But yeah, so hope to see everybody again soon at our next one. And in the meantime, have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Toodles!